Fantastic. Thank you so much. We seem to have an audio issue there with you, but of course, thank you for joining us. Doc, phishing scams are becoming increasingly sophisticated in Nigeria. Can you help us identify some of the most common tactics used by phishers, to trick individuals into reviewing sensitive information, and how can individuals, protect themselves?
Yes, thank you, the great presenter. When you talk about phishing is one of the tools used by hackers to perpetrate cybercrime on victims. Unfortunately, many Nigerians are not aware of this latest development in this perilous time of ours. When you talk about phishing, it's also a member of the malware. When you talk about malware, we talk about malicious software. Apart from phishing, we have virus, we have Trojan, we have spyware, name it. These are different, tools today to data infrastructure. Now, when we talk about how did they use this to penetrate, in most cases, they use this on our email. On our email, when you open your mail and you found a link on your mail, this link on your mail, you should not click on it unless it has attachment. That's number one. Number two, where you have been asked to fill certain details, you need those information to be able to attack your bank account. Apart from that, the bank, let me give you an instance. About 2 years ago, a woman was called upon around December 2003 that they are calling from XYZ bank to renew your ATM card from the bank so that you can start using the ATM. Do you know that these people already know that this woman just received about 5 million from her son that stays in Dubai? The son sent the money to her to go for shopping, buy shoes and the like, so that she can save during that Christmas period. So, as she opened it, she called the 16th way without hassle, without stress. This scammer can get money from your account. Thank you.
True. So these are quite common. I mean, these are quite common examples that you've given, Doctor. And I agree with you, they are commonplace. So many Nigerians are falling prey, are falling victims to these scams. But apparently, Doc, the financial services industry is especially vulnerable to cyber attacks because most transactions take place over the internet with wireless communication and cloud computing. So we're seeing a rise, we're seeing a geometric rise in cyber attacks targeting personal savings and specifically targeting bank accounts. Even when, and Doc, this is the question, even when we have passwords, even when we have facial recognition software, even when we have biometrics safeguards, we still see some of these things happen to individuals and families, over time. How can our viewer watching right now protect him or herself? How can Nigerians protect themselves from issues such as identity theft, from account cloning, and related stuff that we're seeing play out these days?
Thank you, presenter. I want you to know there is a type of attack called insider attack. Insider attack. In a recent, seminars that are organized for some stakeholders in Nigeria, I let them know that one of the most dangerous attacks today is insider attack. And what do I mean by insider attack? When people that you so much trusted, when people that have your details now use it against you. Take, for instance, account officer, for instance. An account officer will be malicious in nature. And you as a customer, you have so much depend on this account officer. In fact, there are times he helps you to withdraw money on your behalf. You have to be very careful with the way and manner you relate your personal credentials with account officer. If this happens, it will be very difficult themselves to identify this fraud. Account officers are human beings. They are insider, and they knew you very, very well, so they have to everything about you. It is not a mistake for you to depend on them, but you also need to be watchful. That's one. Number two, people around you can be a man in the middle attack. When we say man in the middle attack, immediately you knew that someone around you knew your password.
Okay.
Please change the password. You must develop that culture of changing your password. Take, for instance, when someone knows your age, it's very easy. You know, you agree with me? If I with you for a week, I will know your date of birth. And also I know your date of birth. It is likely that you use this date of birth in your PIN, as a PIN, or in some of your transactions. And the highest you could do is to use permutations by changing, the number in a particular order. So it is advisable you don't use this at all. And when you knew very well that someone is already aware of your password, change the password. Another thing you must note in a time like this is your app that is on your system. Disable savings. What do I mean by disable savings? What I mean is that when you log into some app, it will prompt you to save. Don't save. Because if you save, whenever hackers or fraudsters lay hold on your phone or the gadget, there will be no need for them again to log in because you have already saved the login settings. It's automatically registered on your phone. So you need to disable this. You need to disable it. And I want to say this, which I want the entire Nigerians to please pay attention. Wherever you know you save your children life savings, please disable USSD.
Okay.
Remove the mobile app from such accounts, as well as deactivate the ATM. Because if you have these three options on your account is vulnerable. Your account is vulnerable. Because anytime you misplace those gadgets, it does not take up 5 minutes to have access to your account. This is how they do it.
So the fact that, for instance, I'm using a mobile device I use a mobile device for my transactions mostly, and I use biometrics features.
Then the bank will request for OTP, isn't it?
That's true.
When they request for OTP, the hackers will top up their game. After they top up their game, they knew the OTP has been sent to you, and the OTP is going to be for 1 minute. Before they carry out that, they will carry out what we call social engineering on you. They will carry out social engineering. Yes, many Nigerians may not fall a victim, but I can tell you, 30-40% fall a victim of this every day. So what they do is that when they are about to initiate, at the point of downloading that new app on a new phone, all right, it is assumed that the former app or the former phone you use has been stolen, is assumed. They will also assume that. So what they will do now, they want to set up another app on the same app on their own phone. So they knew that the bank will send OTP to the main number.
That's correct.
So what they will do, in the process of downloading it, when they call to you, they will say, hello, how are you? Now, can we forward it back to us so that, or you call the OTP so that we can help you to rectify the problem at the back end. Many Nigerians will fall a victim of this. They will call the number, and as soon as they call the number, they will enter the number. By so doing, the mobile app, their own will be enabled, and that is how they start operation. So
Doc,
your fingerprint, your iPad, or whatever you use is immaterial, because it can be set up on your phone. I can as well set it on another phone once I have the valid credentials.
Well, listen you there for a minute, Doc. I think we're having some issues with your audio. If you just adjust the microphone on your earpiece so we can hear you loud and clear.
So
otherwise, no, it's perfect now. I think it's good. It's back. And I hear all you've said. And yes, you know, there's something we say colloquially. We say that format in pidgin English, that format don't cast. I mean, it's there. They use it, but people know it. And in spite of that, Nigerians still fall prey. And that is because we're seeing an increasing use of mobile banking apps, and then we're also by malwares are also becoming significant threats, and that we should be worried about. Earlier on, you talked about passwords, and as a way of safeguarding, you know, these some of these transactions that we carry out online for our online banking transactions. Doc, I want to ask you some questions revolving around the issue of passwords. When you said, you know, change your passwords, upload your passwords, and change your passwords intermittently or regularly, or all of that. Can you give us tips first, in the first instance, on how to create strong, unique passwords for our mobile phones, and then perhaps also speak to the issue of how individuals can regularly or intermittently update these passwords?
When you want to create a password, it is expected you use the following, criteria. Number one, the first letter should be capital letter. Number two, the subsequent letter should be small letter. Number three, you add numbers to the password. Number four, you add special characters. Special characters like $, $, factorial, and so on and so forth. Why? Because when immediately you add numbers and add special characters to it, it will be very difficult for such hacker to break into your network, irrespective of the tools they have to break into the network. When you apply $, and @ with number, it takes the hacker about 1 month to break into your password. Yes, it takes them about 1 month to break into your network. But if you use a letter directly, it does not take them 5 minutes to break into your password. So if you want to use a strong password, ensure it has the following factors. One, the letters is in capital letter. Number two, there is a small letter. Number three, there is a numeric value. Number 4, there is a special character. Special character, @ $sign, factorial. All these signs, as you add them, it increases your password, strength. It strengthens your password. And it is also very difficult for hackers to break into it. So there are password crackers. So
okay.
These tools are also there.
So, Doc, I mean, okay, so there are people dedicated to just breaking people's passwords.
Does that password crackers?
So, Doc, does that mean, in spite of all you've said and talked about to enhance safety, whether on laptop, mobile phones, and all of that, does it mean that my phone, for instance, this phone is not completely safe?
No, it's not safe. Let me tell you.
Flashing ordinarily is when you want to remove all of the data in a phone. So they flash and it becomes like tabular set or the device, and then someone unlocks it somehow, somewhat.
Yeah, you have become an actor in training. You have become an actor in training. Do you know that there are bots? There are boxes that is used to unlock your password. When we say unlocking means that that's your phone. If I found it, there are tools, there are unlocking box in the market that the tech have produced for me to connect your phone to that box and run a program.
Do you mean the dark web or the open market? The dark and
where the page of it. Are you with me now? Take for example now, if you forgot your password and you cannot remember the password again.
Doc, I need you. Sorry again for butting in here. I need you to be very, very clear on this, and perhaps maybe you need to adjust your. So no matter how much password and how unique my password is, whether